Welcome to Mooney Reads. My name is Beck, and today I'm going to be talking about my TBR for the Queer Lit Readathon. The Queer Lit Readathon takes place twice a year in full, plus 2 weekends in between rounds. It's hosted by Kathy Tridhart and Rogan Shannon, and I'm the guest host for this round, so if you're interested to know more, definitely check out my announcement video as well as Kathy's and Rogan's, which will all be in the description. This round is running from June 5th through the 11th. We have a bingo board set up for it, so of course my TBR is based off of the bingo board. You can use it however you need to, but I think with my TBR, I'm pretty sure I have 2 bingos. The first TBR books I'll be talking about are the group reads. We actually have 2 this time, and I plan on reading both of them. First, there is Tinderbox, The Untold Story of the Upstairs Lounge Fire and the Rise of Gay Liberation. Now, I've actually already started this one. I started it a couple years ago, and reading is hard. Reading slumps. I don't really have an excuse. It was very interesting, but I probably just got heavy, and I probably just got in a weird headspace because what has the world since 2020 been other than being in a weird headspace? So I plan on reading this. Chances are I'll probably start a little bit before the week. But it should be a good time. It's one that I've been really excited for a while. The other group read is Nimona by N.D. Stevenson, and I'll be reading this on Hoopla. This one is actually going to be a reread for me. It's really cute. The main character is this villainous sidekick who's like very chaotic, but there's also some other stuff happening in the background, and it's really interesting to get a full picture of the world. I won't elaborate because you should read it yourself, but I'm really excited to be able to reread that. And if you're interested in doing either of the group reads, they technically cover other prompts as well. So with Tinderbox, this would, on top of covering the group read prompt, would also cover nonfiction and LGBT history, potentially new to you author as well. I've not read anything else by him. And then Nimona would fit for the graphic novel prompt and potentially for messy queers because Nimona is kind of a wild character. The next book on my Queer Lit Readathon TBR is Feed by Tommy Pico. This is a poetry collection by a queer Indigenous author. So this would fit the prompts for Indigenous representation. It says Indigenous main character, but we're expanding that a little bit. And the prompt for poetry. Next, I have volume 4 of Boys Run the Riot. Now, I've had this for quite a while. I got it right after it came out. But then I learned that it was the last of the series, so I've been so afraid to read it. But it's gonna happen. During the Queer Lit Readathon, I will read it. This is a manga series that focuses on a trans main character who is very much closeted and ends up teaming up with this kind of weird loner new kid to make a fashion brand. So this is about their adventure with the fashion brand, but also kind of learning how to accept and love yourself. And this fits for the graphic novel prompt. The next book on my TBR is The Witch King by H.E. Edgmond. This is a young adult fantasy with a trans main character. I'm actually not totally sure of all the details of the plot because I've been kind of trying to avoid it. But from my understanding, this would fit the prompts for messy queers. The main character is supposed to be very like messy and angry, kind of making not great decisions. And then this also fits for a new to me author. Then I plan to listen to the audiobook for Rick by Alex Gino. This is a middle grade book about an asexual character. Again, I'm not really sure of all the details of the plot, but it sounds cute. I really liked Melissa, which is also by the same author. So Rick fits for a book with an ace and arrow main character, and I'm also putting it in for the make your own prompt for middle grade. Then finally, I'm going to be reading my arc for A Scattering of Light by Melinda Lowe. This is a queer coming-of-age novel set the summer of Obergefell versus Hodges, the Supreme Court case that made same-sex marriage legal in the United States. So this is set in 2015. So this is going to fit the prompt for LGBTQ plus history because this is set during an important historical event. It's probably going to fit the seasonal vibes prompt because it's set during summer. And I think that's all. I'm not sure whether or not there's a romance in it. I do know that there's kind of a focus on community. So those are the 2 prompts that I know of that it fits. So those are my plans for this specific week. So far as the rest of the month goes, I don't think I'm going to make another TBR video. I am going to be trying to focus on queer lit basically the whole time, but that's not really outside of my norm anyways. The week after the Queer Lit Readathon, the Queer Romance Readathon is happening. So I might try to participate in that. I've got a few books in mind. And other than that, the other main books that I would like to focus on just at some point in the month, I would really like to read Disobedience by Naomi Alderman, which is a lesbian novel that focuses on 2 Jewish women. From my understanding, this also says a lot about Judaism. I don't want to speak too much just because I haven't read it yet, but I would really like to read this and then watch the movie, kind of having them paired together, kind of like what I did with If Beale Street Could Talk. And then the other book that I would really like to focus on is Let the Record Show, which I've been working my way through, but it's it's Pride Month, not History Month, but either way, I would really like to maybe get through at least another section of this. And other than that, I have several arcs that I would like to get through. I am, historically speaking, perhaps not the best at getting through all of my arcs in a timely manner, so I would like to pick up the pace. So that is kind of my outlook for June, particularly for the Queer Lit Readathon. In the comments, definitely let me know what you plan on reading for the Queer Lit Readathon. Thank you all so much for watching. Bye.